This custom SeaWorld is one of the biggest theme parks ever built in Theme Park Tycoon 2, and today we're going to be exploring all of it and riding the 6 incredible roller coasters. So, let's get exploring. And here we are. Welcome to one of the most insane parks I've ever seen in Theme Park Tycoon 2. Now, I don't know how long this video is going to be right now, but well, you can probably see by the length of this video just how much we have to look at in this park. So there's no time to mess around. Let's get looking at this park. Straight off, before we do start looking at stuff, here is the creator of this park. Legendario has done an incredible job, so if you haven't already, go check them out down below in the description. And well, we have the ticket gates over here, which we should just quickly run through. Let's just scan our tickets, and here we are actually now in the park. And well, honestly, from here, it's actually kind of hard to see that, you know, there's so many coasters and things that we're going to be taking a look at, because they are all pretty hidden, but we do have this coaster right here. And of course, over here, we've got a gift shop and stuff, but we're going to be taking a look at this a little bit later, because well, as you can see, we've got another roller coaster right here. There are so many different coasters that we need to check out in this park. And here we are actually at our first roller coaster right here, speaking of, which is Manta. This coaster is absolutely incredible. It's a B&M flying coaster, and I've been advised to check this one out first, because this is apparently one of the coolest coasters in this park. Now, look at that view right there. Just the coaster going through all the trees and stuff. That's incredible. And obviously, with this being a SeaWorld park, there's some nice information about the actual, you know, sea animals around this queue. Also, a very American queue. Mwah, beautiful. But here we are actually in the station. And well, there's not too much to look at, so I guess we, you know, should hop straight onto the coaster, which is currently leaving without me. Why does this always happen to me, guys? God's sake. But anyway, here we are in the roller coaster train right here. I am super excited to check this out. I'm sure this is going to be absolutely incredible, honestly. And off we go, staring at these lovely rocks right here. Mwah, beautiful. Look at all those custom palm trees and just all the decoration around here. There's so much for us to look at. But anyway, let's not worry about that for now, because we are going down the very first drop of this roller coaster right here, which gives us a really cool view of all this area right here, sliding by all of these rocks, all of these trees, into our first little inversion right here, laying down on our back. Damn, that is a pretty cool inversion. And may I say also, this coaster is very smooth right here. Round a little roll right there, and here we go, just round a couple little corners. Look at these buildings and stuff. This just looks so incredible. It gives us a really good view as well of just the rest of the park, which I'm sure I'll definitely not get lost in later. But right now, we're in like a bit of a dark tunnel and back out into the open. Bloody hell. Guys, this is confusing me even more. What is going on? It's the Manta sign. Oh my god. But with that, we are heading back into the station. What an incredible way to start off this showcase. But anyway, let's actually head out of the exit right here. And as you can see, there's that chain lift. And I have no idea where we actually are now, because we're in a completely different part of the park. Oh god. Guys, where do I go? Oh no. All right, well, what I do see is this spinning coaster right here. So I guess we should just head over here. We've got some really nice restaurants all around this park, like this What's the Catch right here. And you'll see a bunch more of them. I'm not going to point all of them out, because, you know, otherwise this video will be even longer than it is right now. But here's our next coaster, I think, right here, Wave Breaker, which is a really cool spinning coaster right here. As you can see, just going round up there. So let's head straight through this queue right here. And well, let's jump on and check out this next coaster right here. And off we go on to our second coaster already. Look, I'm not messing around. We're getting around this park as fast as possible right here, because I know there is so much for us to look at. But anyway, here we go down our first little helix sort of drop right here. Going through a little bit of a dip right there. Ooh, through that archway. That was a really nice little touch there. Nice little head chopper. And then now we're going through the kind of backwards and forward sections. I will say, so far, the train is not spinning that much, which, you know, that's like a minus point right there. But you know what, guys? It still has a chance, and we are starting to spin a little bit more right here. And here we go down a massive drop right here. Through another little archway, and then we're going past all these palm trees, around some little corners right here. This is pretty damn cool. I mean, let's be honest, most of the scenery is just like rocks and trees and stuff like that, but that is definitely not a bad thing. This park doesn't even really need massive theming elements, because, like, I mean, just look at this. Just the actual scenery, the trees, the bushes, the rocks, just that sort of stuff does enough of a job. But anyways, we're heading to the brakes right here. That is the end of this coaster. So let's head through the exit right here, and let's see, where are we actually going to head next? Well, I guess let's just head the opposite way and see what's going around here. We've got some nice little restaurants right here, some other little buildings. No Kosii's cookies, yeah. Bad park. Okay, jokes aside, though, we do actually have another flat ride right here. How we get to it, I have no clue. I guess it's up here. Ah, yes, here it is. I guess let's quickly jump on and check this out right here. Yeah, that was a pretty fun ride. Anyway, yep, next area of the park, I guess. Yeah, okay. All right, and our next area right here is the Atlantica Area, which I've heard actually holds one of the best coasters in this park. And straight off the bat, the theming is just amazing in this area. I mean, look at all these rocks with kind of like these crystals, I think they are, just embedded into these rock faces, and all these kind of decorations like this. I mean, look at these tables and chairs as well. These umbrellas and the chairs, they're just really nice details. Oh, and I did just see a little bit of a glimpse of that coaster just going by right there, which is the next coaster that we're actually going to be jumping on, because, I mean, bro, look at this. This looks amazing. I also love these little screens that he's got around the park that kind of just show show like show times and information about the park. That is a pretty nice touch. That's a nice touch. Down here, we've also got another flat ride as well, which is Shipwreck. We're not going to jump on it right here because I mean, it's just a pirate ship ride. It's not that exciting, is it? But you know what, guys? If you do actually want to check out a POV of this and a bunch of the flat rides in this park, well, I'll be putting out a members only POV for a bunch of the flat rides in this park, so you can check that out down below. Just click that join button down below and you can become a member today. But okay, now we need to actually find the station to this coaster right here, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit lost. Aha, I think I found it right here, because we've got a sign here for Selfor. Let's actually run through right here, and I guess this is kind of the entrance or queue. Oh wow, look at this. This looks incredible right here. This is a really cool queue. And here we are in the station right here. Damn, this looks pretty cool. I really love this detail in the middle with kind of like the water and the cave scene right here. That's pretty damn nice. And also what's really cool is that this has two separate trains. But I guess let's just jump on this left one right here and let's get straight into it. And well, off we go right here past this little switch track section right here. And I'm actually pretty interested to see how this works, because there are two completely separate stations which just kind of seem to work, which is pretty impressive right here. But here we go through this little show scene right here. This is very interesting. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I kind of like it. Very cool use of lighting so far though. I like how those lights were kind of flickering on and off. Oh, and what's this right here as well? These are some very interesting things. I'm completely confused to what they actually are right here, but damn, pretty nice, I guess. All right, and here we are actually at the launch to this ride. Because yes, this is actually a Vekoma launch coaster, and damn, look at that launch sequence right there with those fireworks going off. Uh-oh, guys. Uh-oh, I think we're about to get launched. Uh-oh, uh-oh. And off we go right here through this black tunnel right here. Very, very dark. Ooh, some cool little things going on right here. This is almost like an indoor coaster so far. Going through a bunch of scenes right here. Some really cool kind of decorations. These are pretty damn nice. And here we go through yet again a second launch right here and straight onto the outside of this coaster. Damn, that top hat was pretty damn insane right here. And here we go going through a nice little roll right here and straight over some more airtime hills right here. And look at the amount of scenery around this area. Damn it, it's kind of crazy when you get to those massive heights of the coasters, just how much cool stuff you can see from them. But here we go through some little rings right here around a little corner. Okay, this is pretty nice. This is pretty nice. And then through some towers right here. We go around this corner against this rock wall. This is pretty nice. Oh, we're going back into a dark room again right here. A bit more of an indoor scene again. Oh, it is very dark. It's very scary, guys. Oh, I'm a little scared, guys. I'm a little scared. But that is the end of the coaster right here. I am really impressed that he actually, you know, has made this work with two separate stations. I have absolutely no idea how that works. I don't know. I don't get it, guys. How does that work? But anyway, that coaster was extremely cool right here. I agree. That is a really, really good coaster. But let's actually head straight through this exit right here, because, you know, you still have another 3 roller coasters to check out. And keep in mind, we're still on the first plot, guys. There's an entire second plot for us to check out. So yeah, let's actually head down this path and see what we got down here. As you can see, we've actually got the coaster wrapping all the way around us, which just is so cool. I've got to say, I love this view right here where you can just see the coaster track just, you know, going backwards and forwards over the path right here. That is so cool. And there it actually goes right there. Yeah, it is so cool just seeing it wrap around this area like that. That is so nice. Like, there it goes again. You could just see it everywhere. I'm literally just walking through the path and there's just coaster track everywhere. But okay, I've actually found my way to the main lake area of this park, I guess, which I've got to say gives us a pretty insane view of this coaster right here. But let's actually head into Harbor Bay right here. But I believe we can find the 4th coaster of this plot right here. And then, of course, after that, we need to head over to the second plot to check out the other 2 coasters. And here we are, pipeline the surf coaster right here. Let's actually head through the entrance, and that takes us straight into the station. No need for queues, guys. We're getting straight into it. I gotta say, I like this station right here. These fans are pretty darn nice. But enough about the station right here. Let's jump straight onto this coaster. And up we go straight away, I think, into a launch right here. Yes, I am correct. Over a little launch over a bit of an airtime hill right there. That's pretty nice. In real life, launches over airtime hills are godly. But here we go over this nice little hill right here into a bit of an overbanked inversion sort of thing. I believe it's called an Immelman, Joshua. God, I'm stupid today. But anyway, here we go around another little roll right here. Pretty nice. Obviously, this is also a stand-up coaster as well, kind of a surf coaster, which are very rare coasters in real life, but pretty darn cool. And then we go straight to the brakes. A short but definitely sweet coaster right there. And that's the 4 coasters for this plot. But before we do actually head over to the other plot, I do just want to check out a couple other things in this park. Like, for starters, just look at these buildings right here. These are some really nice buildings, along with this massive observation tower right here, which we just completely haven't even seen. I don't know how I missed missed this, but I also don't know how to get to it, to be honest. Is this it? I think so. I think this is it. And before we do actually go up to the top of this tower right here, I just want to point out that we've got these fountains that go around this, which are unfortunately not going off. There we go. There they are. Which is such a nice touch just to have those little details like that go off. But if I'm correct, we can just run into this teleporter right here, and here we are at the top of the park. Damn, what a cool view this gives. I mean, look at this. We can even see the second plot, which is currently loading in, because unfortunately, I can't actually have both parks loaded in for more than 10 minutes. Otherwise, the whole server just explodes, seeing as both parks are at MB limit. But yeah, I think that's actually pretty much everything in this park that I want to look at right here. So as I stand in this sky tower right here, let's head over to that second plot and check out some more roller coasters. And here we are in front of the second plot. We can just jump over right here, and magically a massive lag spike exists. Oh, and the server's just, yeah, the server's just, yeah. So this is awkward. All right, and here we go. We are back, and the park is back loaded in right here. I gotta say, the entire server crashing on one of these showcase videos is definitely a first for me. But anyway, let's check this out right here. Straight off the bat, you can see we've got this gigantic sort of stadium kind of building, which we're gonna check out in a little bit right here. First, let's just actually head down this path, because we have a bunch of coasters and rides on this park too. As you can see, we've got this hypercoaster, which we're gonna be checking out at the end of the video. Because first, I want to head into this Antarctica area right here, which, by the way, looks absolutely insane. I mean, look at this. What on earth's going on in this area, guys? Look at it. It's crazy. But here is our next coaster right here that I actually want to check out, which is Polar Explorer, and the entrance is right here. So let's actually head straight into this ride right here, which is actually a motorcycle coaster, something that I don't think I've ever even shown in Theme Park Tycoon 2 showcases before. And yeah, I'm super excited to check this out. So without further ado, let's hop straight onto this. And here we are, guys. We're on the ride and ready to go right here. And first of all, we're just going around this little corner right here. I believe this is also a launch coaster, if I am correct. A bunch of launch coasters in this park. And yes, here we go, straight through this launch right here into our first little corner. And I mean, just look at all the decoration with all these cliffs and icicles around the place. This looks amazing. And then we're just going through some little drops, some little corners right here, I believe, into our second launch right here. And now we're back indoors, just going over the station right here. And as you can see, this is kind of like a bit more of a slower, just family coaster, which, you know, this is pretty nice, actually. Obviously, theme parks need those kind of, you know, slower family coasters just like this. And to end off right here, we even have a drop track, which is a pretty nice touch. And with that, we're rolling straight back into the station. And although that was also very, very short coaster, definitely a pretty nice family coaster. I quite like that. And now, before we do head on to this massive hyper coaster right here, I want to check out that stadium building, because that looks incredible. Although before that, I've just seen here we've got Ocean's Water Passage, which, if I'm correct right here, is a bit of a walkthrough experience with like a bunch of really cool things to see. And I'm going to try and not get lost right here, but we've got this really cool kind of like whirlpool. I mean, look at this. This is pretty sick. We've even got this nice little fountain right here. Pretty cool looking. And even a bit of a splash pad, which if I click this button, there we go. Things are going to start going. Oh no, guys. Ah! This is really cool though. Just this little splash pad. This is what a lot of people just miss in their parks, you know? Little details like this, which, yeah, I like it a lot. And just look at this. Oh my god, just the little tiny details are so cute. We even have a little button right here, which just sets off some fountains again. That's really nice. Some cool little interactive sections, but yeah, that's that area. And now, of course, we have the Orca encounter, which is, well, pretty massive. I mean, this takes up a lot of the plot right here, so let's check it out. Which I believe we can do by just running up these stairs. And then we can just walk around here, I believe. I don't know. Where's the entrance, guys? Is it here? Ah, yes, here we go. And look at this stage. Obviously, unfortunately, we don't really, you know, have orcas and live animals in Theme Park Tycoon 2. But this stage is absolutely incredible. I mean, just the pure scale of this alone is insane. Although, is it just me, or is this feeling a little bit, creepily empty? But other than that, of course, we've got Shipwreck Island right here with all these nice wood details. And of course, we've also got a bunch of other flat rides around here, which we're not going to check out because, well, this video is already long enough, guys, all right? Let's be honest here. It's already long enough. So I think without further ado, you know which ride we need to check out next. And that is, of course, Mako right here, or Mako, or I don't know. But this coaster, Mako, yeah, which is a gigantic B&M hypercoaster. So let's just run through the queue. And here we are in the station, which I've got to say, it is actually a pretty cool idea. To have it like sandwiched almost between the rocks right here with this roof structure over. This is pretty nice, but here is the coaster. So without further ado, let's jump onto this and let's check out this gigantic coaster. All right, and off we go right here. A little bit of a kind of pre-lift hill area here. And here is the gigantic chain lift that we have to go all the way up, which has some pretty nice decoration. Just just at the start of the chain lift right here. And also just this catwalk with all the, like, you know, electricity boxes and stuff on the left. That's pretty nice. But enough about the chain lift right here, guys. I want to see the drop of this thing. And here we go. Oh, my God. Off we go down this absolutely gigantic drop right here through this nice little structure over a gigantic airtime hill right there. And then we're just going through this little dark cave area. I love all the wood details. Again, it's such a simple way to theme a ride, but it actually works really well. But here we go around this overbank turn, going through this kind of little lake area right here, over another airtime hill, of course. And then we're going back underground into a nice little cave once again. And look at this. I just love all like the head chopper elements and stuff like that. But here we go, going over some more of these kind of log structures right here. Another head chopper right there. Through some nice little corners. And just look at the amount of trees and stuff. This looks incredible. Can you imagine going on a coaster like this in real life? Like, it is just insane. I actually just ran out of words there for a second. That's how cool this coaster is. But yes, unfortunately with that is the end of this coaster. What a cool coaster that is, though. I've got to say, that was pretty damn insane. But although that is actually all the coasters right here, we still have some more stuff to look at in this park, because it just never ends. There's just too much stuff in this park. And that last thing that I actually want to check out right here is Oceanic, which is this gigantic show, as you can see, which unfortunately is not finished, so we can't actually check this out in its entirety, especially because this plot has actually hit the item limit. But as you can see so far, this still looks incredible. I mean, look at these fireworks and these fountains and stuff going off. This looks great. But with that's pretty much everything to show in this park so far. And honestly, what an insane park. And well, with that, guys, there's only one way to end this video right here, and that, of course, is in this gigantic observation tower. Thank you so much to Legendario for letting me showcase off this park. Make sure to go check him down below in the description. And also a massive thank you to all the members who are popping up on the screen right now. This video has taken hours to record because of how many times the servers crashed. So thank you so much to all these amazing members who allow me to spend so much time on these videos. And of course, an extra massive thank you to my top level members, which is Emil, Evrod, Exolo, and Not Emmy. Thank you so much, you three. And well, of course, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video. If you have enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And why not check out this video that's popping up on the screen right now? YouTube seems to think you'll like it. So well, why not go give it a try? And I hope to see you there.